my god, I just rescued a squirrel from the canal. When I say not a dull moment, this is what I mean. I was just sitting inside, just working on my laptop, luckily without my headphones on or I wouldn't have heard. And I heard this like thwack and then like a sort of scrabble and a splash. So I looked out the window and I was like, what the hell is that? I thought it was a swan. I looked down and I could see this like little head bobbing along and I was like, what's that? And then I thought maybe it was a vole or a rat or something. But then I saw it making its way, so I think it happened about halfway along the boat, and I saw it make its way all the way along the edge of the boat, like scrabbling along, and then it made its way around to the back of the boat, where it clung onto the pilings at the edge, but because the water level was really low here at the moment, there was no way it could possibly get out, because there was about this much space above it that it just couldn't get any purchase on. So it was just clinging there like this. My first immediate thought was like, right, how do I fish it out? Because obviously I wasn't going to do it with my hand, not that brave. And outside, Matilda was sitting on the we've got these like locker bits where we keep like random outside boating stuff. So I was like, Matilda, move. So I had to like chuck Matilda off the side, dive in, grab the net, which luckily was right there. So I grabbed the net and it like collapsed back into it. Like it looked it looked quite grateful, like, oh thank God. So at least it wasn't hard to get out, but it literally just like collapsed back into the net. And then I just pulled the net out and put it on the side. Okay, you're fine, mate. What happened? Are you okay? A little shocked, I think. Okay, it's fine. You're all right. He's fine. Probably quite an exciting day for her. It's probably going to go back to its squirrel family and be like, you won't ever guess what's happened today. But also quite an exciting day for me because I was just doing some work on my laptop and now I've rescued a squirrel. Good. I actually don't know what it was doing because we are near a tree, but we're not actually under any trees. So what happened here is I presume that squirrel actively launched itself off the tree onto our boat, which was its first mistake. Like, I don't think it fell off a branch. I don't think a branch like snapped, because if it did, it wouldn't end up on our boat. So somehow it launched itself at our boat, overshot it, and then kind of cannonballed directly into the canal past our boat. Honestly, what were you thinking, squirrel? Ridiculous. Shout out to the net for doing such a good job. I sort of feel like I need to quarantine it now for a bit in case, like, do squirrels have weird diseases? Are they like, you know how koalas have chlamydia? Is that a thing? I don't know. I'll look into this. Apologies again for disrupting you. I had to kind of turf her off there, but she seems to have got on with it fine. This hasn't disrupted her day too much. Thank God. With the squirrel excitement over, welcome to a vlog and to Watford, where we're moored in this lovely park. The day after we arrived here, Andrew headed off to go and stay with his mum for a bit back in Braunston. So I'm going to be spending the next week on the boat solo. I'm not planning to move while he's gone. We like cruising together and it's not necessary this time. We're going to continue our journey into London when he comes back. And while I have a look at some of what Watford has to offer, Andrew will be bringing us some dispatches from the countryside. Because I don't know about you, but I miss the sheep. No sheep to be seen at my end, but I do have a local family of posh ducks, which is not nothing. I was going to just walk into Watford to pick up a package I've got, but I've just realised there is a one of those bikes, you know, they're like hire bikes, that's literally just there. I'm on the boat right now and it's just there. So I might go pick that up and then cycle in. Let's see if I can hire it. The town centre is a bit of a walk from the park moorings, so the bikes came in super handy. This is one of the larger towns we've been adjacent to so far on our journey. It's a proper big town. There are loads of shops, a major train station, you can get the shuttle bus to Hogwarts. It's a really handy stop. Got my package, went to Sainsbury's. Took me 11 minutes to cycle what previously had taken me like 45 minutes to walk. I just want to talk to whoever put together the local canal campaign for the CRT. Thinking of you every time I see one of these. Also, is this our man? Is this the squirrel? I'd like to think so. He looks really well. Andrew and I don't spend that much time apart. We are together most of the time. We work together a lot. We like hanging out together. And we're also really lucky to have a boat that's big enough to have our own space. So I think we both agree that we don't feel like we're lacking in personal space. Having the whole boat to myself is a fun novelty for the week. I'm in the bedroom here, which doesn't show up in videos much because it's literally wall-to-wall bed. I did some tidying up, sorted out my wardrobe, and then I made a proper dinner, because when I'm alone I can fall into the temptation of not making proper meals and just gnawing on hunks of cheese standing up next to the fridge like some kind of rabid mouse. Rosemary had had an eye operation and was sporting a chic pair of sunglasses while she recovered.
Thought they looked quite cool, that's all.
Oh.
You've got them on upside down, you know, to protect your eye. Are they upside down? No, they're not. No. They look at, they're fancy glasses.
They're yours.
Are they mine?
Yes, they're yours.
I don't remember having those.
Well,
Wow.
that's where they came from, out your room.
Oh, must have been then. Oh. It's funny what you forget and what you remember.
Tell me why it's the middle of June and I'm wearing a coat with a long sleeve top underneath it. It's been raining all day today. I woke up to the sound of rain, sat there having my coffee, having my tea, had breakfast. It was just absolutely hammering it down all day today. I'm so sick of it, but it looks like it's actually just cleared up for like a brief, tiny window when it's sunny and not raining. So I'm just gonna like run out and try and get everything done during that period before I get rained on again. June! The middle of June! Thank God, at least there's a bit of sun out here. All right, let's go. There's an ice cream van in the way, but I will not be tempted. Look at that sky. This is literally the bike that I rode yesterday, so it's still actually the same height as I left it. These days, getting packages delivered is really simple. Most companies are dying to have you collect them from a shop, from a collection point, or a locker instead of home delivery. Getting online orders is generally easy, even in the most tiny villages. But I hit a problem with Matilda's cat food, which really put all of my advanced narrowboat logistics practice to the test. Obviously, Matilda can only tolerate a very specific food from a niche independent online retailer. We'd been getting it in bulk until now, picking it up each time we passed through Braunston, but this time we had basically completely run out. And this cat food package did not want to get delivered to us without a normal home address. But eventually, a plan was put together with a collaboration of various agencies to overcome a number of bureaucratic setbacks. And finally, the food arrived for collection at a local post office. Okay, all done. So it's not always straightforward, but generally people are really helpful. And if you ask them nicely and explain the situation, they're more than willing to do whatever they can to help sort you out. Got the cat food, got the food shop. Let's go pick the bike up, go home. I did also see this quite cute rug in a charity shop, which is one of those like ruggable rugs, and it's brand new, and it's like half the price that it is. And I'm kind of looking for some rugs, but I need to measure up the area. So I've got the measurements, we'll see if it'll fit. Suddenly a nice day. Maybe I'll come out for a walk in a minute and enjoy this 5 minutes of sunshine. At this point, I think if this is my bike, I've just left my bike. We'll pick my bike up later when I need it next. If someone else actually rode it away somewhere, I'd be like, where's my bike? Miniature railway, how cute. Okay, major intel. Some kids just went by and they called it Canterbury without like the O. They called it Canterbury Park. So I think that's what we call it. Now there's an ice cream boat as well. I'm being attacked from all sides. Peace restored. Don't judge her for being a messy eater. She's only got like 2 teeth. I was going to go for a walk earlier, but the weather was so bad that it was literally just not worth doing. It was like just raining all day. So I stacked that in and I ended up actually just doing loads of really like handy decluttering. You know when you're like there's too much stuff everywhere and you just get like overwhelmed by too many things, and suddenly there's like one perfect moment and you're like, I'm gonna get rid of some stuff. Sometimes it only lasts for like an hour, so you have to like hit while it's happening. Sorry. I'm cutting some vegetables. I did some like random decluttering where I just kind of did a blitz through a bunch of different areas like bathroom, and then I did like a bookshelf, pulled some books out that I don't need, made a whole bag for the charity shop that I can take in tomorrow. Feel quite cleansed. That's what I've done. I'm trying to stay offline. I've been on the internet too much, been on the phone too much, because, you know, I've not been going outside so much. It's always bloody raining. The whole news cycle is just completely unhinged. So I'm really just trying to not look at it. How annoying is this sound? Because I'm cutting some vegetables, probably quite. Sorry. I just cut myself a huge amount of cucumber. Why? I'm not going to eat all that. It's a lot of cucumber. I'm making myself a little rice bowl. I've got some prawns that were in the fridge that need eating. I thought I'd do like a sort of, it's like a sushi rice. So you prepare it like you would for sushi, but then you kind of just make it as a bowl. Some cucumbers, I've got some tender stem broccoli, maybe some kimchi. I just started listening to Conversations with Friends on audiobook, which I've read before. I was just kind of feeling like I wanted to revisit a Sally Rooney, because obviously her new book's coming out and a lot of like Bookstagram people I follow are getting the proofs now. By the time you're watching this, maybe it'll be out. That's fun. I really was like, oh, I wish I could read a Sally Rooney right now. So I thought I can reread a Sally Rooney. And it's read by, oh, what's the reader? It's read by Aoife McMahon. She does a lot of the like hot Irish girl books because she's presumably Irish. She's got a great reading voice. Love her. It sounds like it's supposed to sound, you know, like in my head when I read a Sally Rooney book and the character is Irish, I don't read it as Irish, I read it in my own voice. But actually it's way better when it's this way. So yeah, really enjoying that. And then I'm reading Caledonian Road. Look at the size of it. It's absolutely enormous. Caledonian Road by Andrew O'Hagan. His previous book prior to this was called Mayflies, and I loved it. It was so good. It was about kind of male friendships, and it was like two friends kind of in their youth, in their like early like uni years maybe, and it's like kind of music culture in the like the 80s, and then it's present day, kind of their relationship throughout their life and stuff. So good. Like I cried, wept like a baby. Just so good. I absolutely loved it. When this was coming out, I was really excited, and then I like ordered it as soon as it came out. It is enormous, which is not a bad thing, but just because it's like a massive hardback, it's like quite hard to like, you know, like this is a commitment. Not like just reading it. Like I'm fine reading long books, but like you can't just throw this in a bag, you know? You can't just be like, oh, I'm just gonna pop down to like the park and read. Like with this, are you serious? Like 600 pages? I can't just... Maybe I should have got on my Kindle or something, but I don't really like reading on my Kindle as much as I like reading a physical book. So I'm kind of ploughing through this. I mentioned this before, but I think all truly good books start with a cast of characters, because that means there's going to be loads of them and it's going to be a bit of an epic, and I love that. Many characters, set in London, kind of an unlikable protagonist. Really enjoying it so far, but it's very early days. I've only just read like this much. So yeah, that's what I'm doing on novels, books. So that's where we're at. Okay, go make myself my rice bowl. See you later. God, this has got a bit big. Slightly eyes bigger than stomach situation here. This is the evening plans. In Braunston, Rosemary unearthed a piece of vintage canal history.
Tell us about the T-shirts. How old are they?
Simon Ainley had them designed when he was manager at the Stop House.
So it would have been
So it would have
1980s, or maybe... Well, because I've got one on.
Yeah, so it was probably beginning of the 90s, I would think.
Yeah,
So,
that sounds about
the
right.
90s. Yeah, and because they used to have quite a lot of merchandise with Grand Union on, but of course that was...
So where have you had them all these years?
Well, they've been worn on and off, but
Well, we can get some use from them.
nobody will have any now, I shouldn't think.
No, I mean, they're vintage, I think that's what they call it.
Well, it would be. How many years? I would say there was 1994. It would be
30 years.
30 years.
That's terrifying.
I didn't do anything today. I didn't do anything today, and I feel really good about it actually. I was really like thinking, oh, maybe I'll do some painting, I'll do some work on my sketchbook. And then today I just didn't feel like it. Just didn't fancy it. Couldn't be asked. Didn't feel like doing anything. So instead I literally just lay in bed from about the time I woke up at like 10 till like 3. I literally just lay around in bed, drank coffee, read my book, and then caught up on my morning pages on my journal, which is like 2 separate energies. And then I have like a reading journal where I write down notes about books I've read. So I did the last 6 books that I've read in my reading journal. So there was a lot to catch up on, obviously, very busy. That's all I did, just read my book, opened the hatch in the bedroom. It was actually really nice weather today, it was like sunny. I think sometimes when you just can't be asked, there's no point pushing yourself to do anything, because like, I wouldn't do it anyway. I'd just feel bad about it, which is pointless. If you're not getting it done, just at least enjoy not getting it done. There's no point feeling bad about it. Because it does look like actually this week it might be quite nice weather. No pressure, but like this is going to be the first time there's nice weather this whole year, and it's the middle of June. So we are kind of giving ourselves quite a lot of leeway to just sack everything else in, because knowing how fleeting the summer can be, like how it was last year where it was literally like blink and you'll miss it, and how there's been nothing so far this year, we basically just said like, if it's hot and sunny, we might just stack everything else in and just enjoy that. So we're going to see how it goes. Like if it's hot this week, which it's looking like it might be, we might do some kind of like cruising jaunt into London and just enjoy being on a boat in like 24-degree weather, because it's only probably going to happen for like 5 minutes, so we might as well. At the moment the plan is to head to London for a short time, just to kind of do it. We don't need to be in London, and from everything that I've heard and seen people talk about what it's like, it does seem like hard work unnecessarily. Like if you need to be in London and you want to be in London, amazing, but we don't need to be in London. I'm kind of interested to see like London boat life, just to see, because I know it's like, you know, triple more boats and stuff, and it's all like a bit hectic. But mostly I just want to kind of do the canal. I just want to do that route through King's Cross, like the Regent's Canal, just because we know that area so well, like the locks at Camden and stuff. Just I think is going to be so fun, because we used to go there all the time. We used to like walk along there when we were talking about the boat and getting a boat and talking about this boat and, you know, planning everything. Like we were there all the time. So I think it would just be like such a fun like full circle moment to go back there on the boat. But really I'm just like interested in doing that part and then like mooring up for a couple of days and then just leaving again. That's the current plan at the moment. Who knows what will actually happen. Everything is completely open to change. So tonight I'm going to go and chill and just like get ready for bed basically. So now that I got out of bed at like 3, I'm going to get back in at like 10. Okay, that's it for tonight. Good night. Morning. Even though I'm alone this week, I'm obviously not really a solo boater. I'm playing at being a solo boater. I'm a solo boating tourist. As the opportunities come up, we do try and do things alone on the boat, so we're not suddenly thrown into doing it in the case of an emergency or something. We want to be confident with everything on the boat, independently, just in case. But I can't say that I know what it's really like to be alone full time. Other women quite often ask me about feeling safe on the boat or around the boat. Do I feel safe living on the towpath? Do I feel safe on the boat on my own? And because I'm not alone most of the time, I would feel like a total fraud dispensing advice as if I know what it's like for solo female boaters, because I don't. But it also quite quickly becomes an existential question. Does a feeling of safety even translate to actually being more safe? Because I never really felt unsafe living in North London, where statistically I was more likely to be a victim of crime than any small canal village, whether I'm on a boat or not. When we first moved out of London, I definitely felt more scared of the silence and the emptiness of rural life. It took a while to get used to the solitude of the countryside, where no one can hear you scream. I've mostly got used to that now, I think. But as we were getting close to London, I was interested in how that feeling of safety would translate once we were back in the city on the boat. When it comes to the basic question of do I feel safe inside my steel tube? Yeah, absolutely. It's like living anywhere else. You need to be aware of your surroundings and take appropriate precautions. You have to follow your intuition. It's impossible to make blanket statements when the experience differs so dramatically. You can moor your boat in the middle of fields with no one around you but sheep, or you can double moor in the River Lee in Hackney with hundreds of people going by you, and only you can decide what you feel comfortable with. And if you want to see how double mooring in Hackney went, you'll have to keep watching till we get there.
A week in Braunston, and my mum's eye seems fully back to normal. The cataract operation seemed pretty good, really. It's really neat. Just went in, had it done, no issues. Now I'm heading back to the boat. I do miss the boat. It's the longest I've been off it for a week.
Come to pick up Andrew from Watford. He's carrying a lot of stuff, so... Very dramatic architecture here. Very nice. Also, the funniest thing about Watford is it's where the Harry Potter tour goes from. They have like buses, so there's people getting on the trains just wearing like Hogwarts robes. There he is. Hello.
How are you?
Good. Oh, you look really handsome.
Thank you.
Have you had a shower?
Yes.
Have you been showering on land?
I've been off boat showering.
On grid.
I had about a 20-minute long shower.
You've got that glow that I had when I came back from staying with Abby. You've got that like on land glow of having so many showers with unlimited water. Both alike in dignity, and fair Watford where we lay our scene. Look at this.
Poor baby. Left. Whenever I leave, whenever you
It's
go.
giving neglected.
Yeah, it's good. Well, whenever you go, she does the same
Yeah.
thing where she doesn't hang out as much. You know, she like.
But she also then acts like she hasn't
Yeah.
fed me yet. Oh look, yeah, the bowl's empty.
Yeah.
The bowl's been empty.
I've been absolutely abused.
Thank God a competent adult has returned.
It's the same story for both of us every time.
Matilda, you are a manipulative little beastie.